What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we are looking at round 4 of the Vault Tour from Eindhoven in the Netherlands that happened earlier today, this weekend. I suppose it depends when you're watching it. This was commentated live at the time, and I'm just popping this up afterwards, so anyone that missed the stream can enjoy it. Please bear in mind that I got the deck list as the game was starting, so it's not the easiest game to commentate, but I don't think I did a terrible job. So sit down, grab yourselves a nice cold beverage, and enjoy round 4 from the Vault Tour. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with round 4 out of 6 from the Vault Tour in Eindhoven in the Netherlands. And we've got a couple of players, including the wonderfully named The Master That Scowls at Weaponry, which is pretty gosh darn fun. And then we've got the Mines Delegate on the other side of the field, which is quite good. So, let's see if we can get these deck lists up. Here we go, right. So on the left, we have got a Brobnar Shadows Untamed deck. We've not seen much Untamed so far, and Brobnar certainly was not seen as one of the more powerful decks, houses. Shadows really is, but there's no bait and switch, and there's no too much to protect, which are really the two kind of signature cards that we see from Shadows. Now, if I'm not coming across clearly, etc., please, ladies and gentlemen, do let me know in the comments. So, we've got the Mines Delegate on the right, the Master That Scowls at Weaponry on the left, and I've actually got both the deck lists rolling, which is quite nice. Now, the Mines Delegate is actually a 1-power deck with 4 chains in chain-bound tournaments. 6 wins, 3 losses out of 9 games. The Master That Scowls at Weaponry has not yet been taken to a tournament, so that's not something we actually know too much about at the moment. As with everything, we'll have to see as we go along. So, Brobnar really here, just do a bit of damage, do a bit of fighting, etc. If we see the other side, we've actually got Shadows and Untamed on both sides of the field, and then we've got Logos and Brobnar being the other ones. No lab work in the Mines Delegate deck here, which again is the real highlight card of Logos. There is a phase shift, so that will at least help. So, we are rolling, we've got the deck list nice and early. I feel more confident about this round, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is a 6-round tournament. You have to go 5-1 or 6-0 in order to progress to tomorrow. And tomorrow will be a single elimination tournament, which is, bit nerve-wracking. And also, right, 5-1, that's a lot. That is a lot to ask of people. That takes an awful lot. So, it looks like Matt's going to be going first. Now, you're only actually allowed to play 1 card on your first turn going first. And he plays a Dew Fairy. When you reap, you gain an Ember. That's alright, I suppose. Now, Kevin's got a Brobnar turn here. He's getting a couple of creatures down. He's got a Headhunter down there, which is going to allow him to gain some Ember when he fights, and ends his turn with 3 creatures on the board. Looks like there might be a Crump there as well. Loses an Ember when you get destroyed. So, we got a Logos turn here for Matt. Now, does look like he gets down a Dimension Door. For the remainder of the turn, any Ember you would gain from reaping is stolen from your opponent instead. Did he play the Dimension Door? Oh, he might have just discarded. I was going to say, because he wouldn't have done anything because he couldn't reap. He does, however, get some damage onto his opponent, which is quite nice. So, I believe that would be Twin Bolt Emission that deals 2 damage to a creature and 2 damage to a different creature. Yes, that is Twin Bolt Emission. You can see it on the top of Matt's discard pile there. So I haven't had a chance to peruse the deck list beforehand, so we're running slightly blind here. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, we're pretty good. Keyforge looks cool. Yeah, it is pretty cool. Keyforge is a unique deck game, which, Relentless Whispers coming down. Though he does destroy with Relentless Whispers. Deal 2 damage to a creature. If you destroy the creature, steal an Ember. No Ember to steal, unfortunately, it looks like. There's still no Ember on either side of the board. But you know, at least you got to destroy a creature. And we do get another creature coming down here. Looks to be... I'm on the wrong side here. Yes, Noddy the Thief. Noddy the Thief comes down. It's got elusive, and it's got an action that steals an ember. Speaking of Relentless Whispers, here comes a Relentless Whispers, and actually steals the ember that his opponent had, which is slightly sad. Then he plays an urchin to steal another ember, and Matt's gone from no ember to his opponent's 3 to 3 ember to his opponent's none, which is kind of cool. And shout out to the guys running the stream. I gave them a quick message during the lunch break, and we've got metal keys and nice clear tokens for both players. So we're going to see what's going on far, far better. Those guys are awesome. Now, we are getting some stun counters coming down here. Brobnar not afraid to do a little bit of stunning, and that is what's come down here. That was Tremor, stun a creature, and each of its neighbours. So... yeah, there's a Tremor coming down and stunning is happening. It's a lot of damage. That really is what Brobnar tends to do. Now, stunning means that you've essentially got to use the creature just to get rid of the stun counter before you can actually go and do anything. But straight away, actually one of those creatures just gets knocked out. It's gone, ladies and gentlemen. It's gone. I believe that might have been a Titan mechanic going... oh, they're both gone. And this is what Brobnar does. You can see there's an awful lot of damage being built up on the Brobnar side of the board. And there's no creatures left for Matt there. Still got the Ember lead, mind you. Now, he's got an Untamed turn going on here. There's a Niflate, there's a Murmook, there's an Ancient Bear. Got 2 Ancient Bear in this deck. No Bear Flute, unfortunately. But we've got quite a lot going on. And then making sure he's got the right one on the flank. And a lot of Ember being gained there. That was a very, very nice turn. Because it looks like he played a full moon. For the rest of the turn, every time you play a creature, you gain an Ember. And if you can play that the same turn you play 4 creatures, you get yourself 4 Ember. And shall we say that will add up fairly quickly. Did he just play his entire hand out in one turn? That's crazy. That's a lot of Ember. And then, just playing your whole hand out. Oh, now we do see some Shadow's trickery coming down here, unfortunately. Getting rid of one of those creatures, which is a little bit sad. And an Urchin comes down, steals an Ember. Always nice to steal an Ember. Does he have anything else? It doesn't look like he does. So he's got 3 Ember, but he's not able to actually stop Matt forging a key here. Matt pays his 6 Ember, forges his first key, with 1 still left over to go towards his second key. And we've seen back and forth games. We're only on round 4, and I missed round 1. We're seeing some really good back and forth games here. Forging the first key does not guarantee you a victory here. So the decision for Matt, he's obviously got some untamed creatures on the board. That would mean he could potentially reap or fight with all of them. There's a lot of damage counter on Kevin's creatures here. So potentially Matt could take a bunch of those out. I mean, especially I'm looking at Ancient Bear with the fact that it has Assault, which deals 2 damage before you actually get an attack. Now it looks like he's gone Shadows. And did he drop Seeker Needle? There was a little bit of a jump there. We appear to have jumped forward in time, which is strange. Because Kevin... no, Matt's still there. I think he changed his mind on the Seeker Needle. He's got an Untamed, it looks like. And it looks like he's doing some attacking. There we go. So Niflate is actually going to take down the Headhunter there, while also going down at the same time. But Headhunter gains an Ember when it fights. You kind of fight and reap at once. Now, this is the Ancient Bear that I was talking about. Ancient Bear's got Assault 2 and actually deals 2 damage before you fight. Unfortunately, not enough there. Did go down as well. That might have been Hebe the Huge, which is a 6-power creature. Ancient Bear, unfortunately, only a 5-power creature. If you want to be fighting to take Brobnar creatures off the board, you've got to be doing a fairly decent amount of damage, to be honest with you. Hydra King 2, hello, thank you very much for the kind words. Yeah, everyone start playing Keyforge. It's got a really low buy-in. Right, so we're now actually getting some artifacts down there. Now, it looks like we've got... Ritual of Balance there. Now, it's an artifact if your opponent has 6 or more Ember, steal one, but it's an artifact, so you can use that on every Untamed turn. We also see a regrowth coming down, which gets a creature from your discard pile back into your hand. And it looks like he went... I want to say that's Hebe the Huge. Oh, Witch of the Eye. We like Witch of the Eye. When you reap, you return a card from your discard pile to your hand. Now... that is a creature you want to get off the board. If you're Matt, you want to get that out. Because that means that Kevin's now essentially got access to all of his best cards turn after turn after turn. He can just keep getting them back, whether it's a creature, an action, an artifact. He can just keep getting it back, especially if he can find a really good action. Now, like I've said, there's no, in Kevin's deck, there's no bait and switch, there's no too much to protect, which are generally the 2 Shadows cards we see that people are using to, well, just stop your opponent having enough Ember. Speaking of which, it's bait and switch. Did he take 2? I thought he should have taken 3 there. There we go. I was going to say, bait and switch, you essentially take half rounding up. So with Kevin having 5, Matt should have taken 3, and he did. Now, it looks like we're actually... I say we, I mean Matt. He's sacrificing. He's sacrificing a pawn to deal 3 damage to 2 creatures. So he takes his creature that's already served its purpose off the field. Oh, and then he's even got an upgrade coming down. It's not called upgrade in this game. Yes, it is. Ring of Invisibility, get an Ember bonus, and it gains Elusive and Skirmish. Comes down on the Murmook. That means that when you attack, you take no damage back, and when you are attacked, you take no damage first time round. And Matt has low-key got himself 6 Ember rolling, and he's going to forge a key next turn unless Kevin can stop him. Good news for Kevin, he's only actually got to take 1... No? It looks like there's 7 actually there. So he's got to get rid of 2 of them. I don't believe he's playing anything that will up the cost of forging a key. Generally, that's Mars cards like Grabber Jammer and Jammer Pack, and you've got Lash of Broken Dreams over in Dis. I don't believe Kevin's got anything like that in his deck. Like I said, I didn't get a good chance to dig through it before we started, but here we go. Urchin comes down, steals an Ember. Still not enough, mind you. We need a little bit more, but we do get what looks like an artifact coming down here. Now, I can't quite see what he's actually doing with it. Looks like a master plan. There we go. So you put a card from your hand face down beneath, and then at any point you can play the card beneath it and sacrifice master plan. So essentially you can store a card there and use it whenever you like, though unfortunately he did it kind of sneakily. I didn't see the card he stashed under there, but you do get an Ember bonus for playing master plan anyway. But it doesn't look like he's actually been able to stop Matt forging a key. No, he hasn't. So Matt now is able to actually just get that second key. And now, I mean, if Matt can have an explosive turn here and go and get himself half a dozen Ember, he could be finishing this pretty quickly. I don't think he will. His board state isn't phenomenal. Now, he does get down a Shadow Self. Doesn't do much in and of itself. It really is just a blocker. But we get some reaping we get fighting going on. Because, of course, he's sitting there with his Moon Cursor. When you fight, you steal an Ember, and with Skirmish, you're guaranteed to start the fight if you start it. With Poison, you're guaranteed to KO whatever it is you're fighting. So Moon Cursor there just steals the Ember, gets a creature off the board. I mean, Moon Cursor is a great card. It's only a 1 power, and it doesn't have elusive, so your opponent can take it down incredibly easily. No armor either. But when you fight with it, you get a guaranteed KO on whatever you like while stealing an Ember. And if that's all you ever get to do with Moon Cursor, I'm calling that a win, ladies and gentlemen. I think that is absolutely a win. Pokemaster88, when am I going to do another box opening? Not entirely sure, if I'm honest with you. I'm not 100% sure. But make sure you're following, and we'll get to it sooner or later. Now, we do get some reaping going on here. A couple of Shadows creatures getting some reaping. I believe that's a Fagin there. And when you reap, you return an urchin from your discard pile to your hand. Or from play. So, did he reap with Fagin there? Or no, he just put Fagin down. Next turn, he can reap with Fagin, pick up the urchin, then of course play down the urchin and steal. Fagin and urchin, I mean, look, we're getting Dickensian with those ones, right? You get to steal Ember. It's really good. If you can get Fagin and urchin rolling, it's a very, very nice combination. Now, is that a Mother coming down? Mother is a great card. Mother just gets you an extra... Now, there is another Mother in his deck, I believe that's Mother, just gets you an extra card during your draw cards phase. And it looks like we had Positron Bolt falling down there. That is the image on the official playmat for logos. Deal 3 damage to a flank creature, 2 to its neighbour, and 1 to the second creature's other neighbour. And now look at Matt. He's not able to forge, but he's got 6 creatures on the field. 2 keys forged, 2 Ember ready, and Matt has just started his turn. Sorry, it's not Matt, it's Kevin. Kevin has just started his turn and isn't able to reap. Sorry, forge. Isn't able to forge. There's no forging going on for Kevin here. This really has put Matt in the driver's seat for this game. There's several things you can look at when you're looking at these games. You can look at who's got the most keys forged, obviously. You can look at who's got the most Ember. You can look at who's got the best board position. And as it is at the moment, Matt is really quite far ahead. What we need is just to start getting rid of some stuff. Now, does get rid of a bat drone off the end of Matt's line, which is pretty good. We do see that reaping from Fagin, which brings out an urchin from the discard, which presumably he's going to now play down to steal an Ember. There we go. So now Kevin's got enough to forge next turn, and Matt's actually been run out of Ember. And is that Chota Hazri? That is! That's Chota Hazri! You know what Chota Hazri does? You lose an Ember, and then you forge a key at current cost. Chota Hazri, and there's key charge in Untamed as well, same thing in an action card. You get to forge a key mid-turn. That's phenomenal! Because when you forge a key mid-turn, your opponent doesn't get that chance to play a bait and switch or whatever else. You just forge a key. And your opponent goes, no! And you're like, gutted. That just happened. So, yeah. That was a wonderful turn from Kevin. Matt's still very much in the lead. The ideal situation, and it's a lot to ask for. But if you can maybe get a Chota Hazri or a key charge and then end the turn with enough Ember to forge next turn, that can really swing the game back around into your favour. Now, one of the things that's going against Matt here, he's got 6 creatures on the field, but by my reckoning, we've got 2 Untamed and 2 Logos and 2 Shadows. Now, he's gone for a Logos turn, and looks like there's some lab work going on here, which just lets you archive a card while giving you an Ember bonus. And that's really good because you can build up your archive. And at the beginning of your turn, you can either choose to take your entire archive or nothing. But you can essentially stash a bunch of Logos cards in your archive. When you know you're going to choose Logos, you pick it up, all of your archive, it's all or nothing. And then you can essentially just have a nuts Logos turn where you're playing way more cards than you really should be able to. So that could come in handy. I mean, if nothing else, you get the Ember bonus. But we really want to carry this on at this stage. So it looks like he's archiving an Untamed creature there. And then, was he on a Logos turn? Could he not have reaped with Mother? I could be wrong, but he was on a Logos turn there because he played lab work. Looked like he could have reaped with Mother there. And I think he didn't. I might have missed something. But it looked like he could have reaped with Mother. So, Matt still got the board position, but that was not the best turn. He got Quixo the Adventurer down, which is quite nice. And he got to archive a card. But it really doesn't look like he managed to advance his board position as far as he might like. So, looks like we're back over to Kevin now. And, oh, is that a Mushroom Man? Now, Mushroom Man actually gets worse as the game goes along. Mushroom Man has +3 power for each unforged key you have. So at the moment he's an 8 power, but he would have been an 11 power had he come down earlier in the game. And it looks like there is another Mermook coming down. Your opponent's keys cost +1 to forge. So there's actually a Mermook on both sides of the field now, which will increase the cost of keys being forged. It's not quite up there with, Double Jammer Pack or Lash of Broken Dreams, but not too bad. And I suppose I should correct here, because of course there is now something that he can use to delay forging. So Grasping Vines? Nope, that's not Grasping Vines, sorry. That is picking up his creatures. Now, there's actually 2 Full Moon in Kevin's deck, which gains 1 Ember each time you play a creature. And there is 1 in Matt's as well. So, yeah, Full Moon, pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty gosh darned good. Okay, that was Lost in the Woods. Choose 2 friendly creatures and 2 enemy creatures. Shuffle each chosen creature into the owner's deck. Obviously, he got rid of Matt's Mother. Mother lets you get an extra card at the end of each turn. That really was one of the key ones to go for here. Getting Mother off the field. He also got rid of Matt's Mermook, because now his keys don't cost an extra Ember to forge. And he got rid of Mother. That's pretty bad for... Oh, no, he didn't get rid of Mermook. My apologies. Mermook is still there, but he did get rid of Mother. Getting rid of Mother is good. Now, the good news is he gets rid of his opponent's Mermook. Now Mermook has gone away. Oh, that's quite nice. So, what else do we have here? Now, I believe he attacked Mermook with Mermook, didn't take any damage back because, of course, it's got the upgrade Ring of Invisibility at the moment, which gains you Elusive and Skirmish. Skirmish means that when you fight and you instigate the fight, you don't take any damage in return. Ancient Bear is going to take down Fagin now, but because it's got that Assault too, it doesn't actually take any damage back, because Fagin is destroyed before the fight actually begins, which is pretty nice. Not getting much Ember this turn. Oh, there's that Full Moon I've been talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Plays down a creature, gets an Ember. Plays down a Niffleape, gets an Ember. Now, that's not a creature. That's Troop Call. Return each friendly Niffle creature from your discard pile and from play to your hand. This is a wonderful play, because now he gets to play down both the Niffleape. Don't want to say that too often. And gets more Ember. Now we're going Nature's Call. Return up to 3 creatures to their owner's hand and you get an Ember bonus. Now he's picking up 3 Untamed creatures, playing them all back down again and getting 3 more Ember. I think that... Oh, and Kevin does not play too much to protect. And Kevin does not play bait and switch. So I think that might be it, ladies and gentlemen. I think that might be it. That was a phenomenal turn. Incidentally, Full Moon is a phenomenal card. But when you can combine it with multiple other cards, was it like 6 creatures? Something silly like that. And now, of course, he's got a redonk board. And also, we saw archiving there. We saw how great archiving is. Yeah, there's nothing he can do. A ridiculous turn from Matt there. Just ends the game there and then. That's crazy. That was such a good ending. That was a fun game. That was a really fun game. Alrighty then, so Matt goes ahead and takes that 3 keys to 1, and it really was that Full Moon play. Combos like that. This is a unique deck game. We don't get to build these decks. And yet, oh my goodness, when you can pull off something like that, ladies and gentlemen, it is amazing. Oh, that was fun. That was a game worthy of being streamed. Now, maybe you've played crazier games of Keyforge than I have, but that was one of the best, most exciting endings to a game I've seen, just in terms of pure combo-tastic game ending goodness. I will, of course, be uploading more rounds from this as we go through the weekend, so do make sure you are subscribed to catch them in the future. And then make sure you tell me what you think about this game and like this video, and then follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, the usual stuff. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.